Okay, I wanted to just shoot a basic movie of the stuff that's here to give an idea. I'll go through this in detail, but to give an overview, section up here is letters with photos and or newspaper or magazine clippings, and sometimes letters addressed to the person. And this is photographs, obviously, 8x10s and smallers. Huge assortment of newspaper and magazine clippings signed. A couple of interesting biddies here. Box of index cards with pictures and such. That's more letters. So I'll set it up, and how about we do the photos first. Alright, we'll start with the 8x10s. I'm just going to kind of rip through them quick. I've tried to take out the facsimiles, autographs down there. I might have missed some, but hopefully this will be like that one. I'm not sure if that's a facsimile or not. Hopefully this is enough to give an idea of what's in the collection. It's a little hard to read that one down there. Donna Reed. I don't know. Yeah, that looks real. Jean Autry. Wood. Yvonne. A lot of Yvonne DeCarlos in this collection. A lot of Betty Huttons, too. Here's another Jane Wyman. Kim Novak. Seen that one before. I don't know all these people, but I'm betting that doesn't mean that some of them aren't interesting. I did pull out a few of my own to keep. I don't know, a couple of dozen pictures I took. Many of them were duplicates anyway, so not that it matters. Yeah, I hope you got snacks, because this could take some time. Betty Hutton again, and there's a lot of them here. Still in the shot. That one might be a facsimile. And I also recognize that some of these might be secretarial signings. There's a letter in there from June McCall. That's out of place, but maybe we can get that match back up. I guess when she's younger and older. That's facsimile. That's not. That's a little spotty. The Lady Roosevelt, I believe. Field Follies. That's neat. Patty Brill. One of the few guys. There's like 3 autographs of men in this whole collection. William Hempstead did like the ladies. That one got some bleed on it. Hope you're still there. It's the return address. And I don't know if she wrote that or not. All right, and we are down to the end of the 8x10s. Let's rip right into the 5x7s. Get you framed up here. Lauren Bacall, I know that name. Oh, there's some good ones in this batch. Russell, Betty Davis, Dorothy Lamour, a lot of her. I don't know, the Gal Storm. That looks like a facsimile. Peggy Singleton, that sounds familiar. I'm only 50, I'm just a kid, so I don't know most of these people. Actually, I'm 52. There's Jane again. Hard to read on that one. Now, I figure the photos are the most interesting, and so these I'm going to go through pretty much all of them. But when we get to the clippings, I'll show you some of the clippings, and the stack goes so deep. By then, if we don't have, if there's not an interest in it at that point, then yeah, I don't think it's going to make a difference. I'm also open to, oh, there's another Betty Davis, right? Yeah, Betty Davis. You can tell by the eyes. Yeah, I don't know the best way to move this stuff, whether, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'd like to talk to you. I might keep that one. That one's kind of weird. Ellen Raines. Grace McDonald. That might be a facsimile. It was pretty amazing picking through all this. It was a jumble of, some of it was buried in other boxes, and sometimes I'd hit a vein of lots of things all nicely packaged together. I've also stripped out a lot of the trash. There's a few more bigger ones. All right, oh, we got more pictures. So now we're going to drop down to the smaller ones yet. Lucille Ball, I know her, or know of her. Arthur Lee Morgan, Jane Wyman. A lot of duplicates. He would send them multiples. That was just an interesting thing. That's more of a fan club type of. Oh, Judy Garland. Don't know if it's really her or not, but oh, sorry about that. Judy Garland. And a letter that goes in somewhere, I don't know. And one more stack. Kind of just rip through this like this. Boom, boom. Uh-oh, some of those don't look signed. These are. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. All right, I think that's the photos. We'll get the next thing ready. All right, next up is going to be the index cards. I don't know if I'm going to go through all of them, but we'll look at a bunch of them. Most are autographed, some are not, but there's a lot in. That's a little better. Okay, so we got Judy Garland. I don't know if it's original or not, but it is signed for sure. Another Judy Garland. Another Judy Garland. And let's rock. Here's a Jane Russell. Got a lot of Jane Russells in this too. Let me back out a little bit so I can deal a little bit faster. $1943. It's like deja vu all over again. Holy Moses. Maureen O'Hara, I think that's a big name, but I don't know. Yeah, we're definitely not going to go through all these because there's just too many. But I will grab a random sample. June Lang. Hey, nice last name. And yes, I did keep a couple of June Lang things. Don't know who she is, but boom. So, I'm just going to grab some out of this back section. Most of the others are in order, in a alphabetical order. There we go. That's neat. That's really neat. Plenty of that one. Hey, another Betty Davis. Another Betty Davis. It's like baseball cards. Got it, need it, got it, need it. Yeah. Ooh, there's a lipstick shot. Oh, I thought you crossed it out. It's Evelyn and her violin. It's on a musical staff. That's cool. Jinx. Bunch of her, too. All right. We'll do a few more. Chili. Esther Williams. Lots of Esther Williams. Lots of clippings of her. Some good ones, too. Carol Bruce. I think that's a big name. Jukes. All right. Some sisters. Janice Carter. I don't know if that's a name or not. Sonia Henney. That I know. She was a skater, I think, right? Yeah, I guess so. And Baxter. Dale Belmont. Vivian Blaine. All right, so there's still, of that stack that I just pulled out, there's still tons of them in here. And that's only the beginning, because that's all the stuff. Oops. That's the index cards. All right. All right, we're going to go through these even quicker because it's just too much work to go through. I grabbed some with the return address. It shows they're obviously from a studio. And MGM, where is it? Here we go. August 12th, 1944, Katharine Hepburn received and is grateful, but she does not sign clippings. So I thought that was even interesting. You get his clippings back and a picture of her. So I figure sometimes even the flushes are interesting. They're not all flushes. Here's one. that? There. Evelyn Anchors. I don't know who she is. Oh, and there's more in there too that she signed. Here's an MGM. And Lena Horne. Is that how that is? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. And nice little autograph photo. And, ooh, a big one. I don't see the signature on there. Sometimes they're in the dark area. I just don't see them. I don't see that one. All right, and let's just do more. Here's a, this was just a fat one, so I pulled it out. Arlene Wheelian. So just clippings and, oh, Barbara Britton. I don't know what the heck she's doing in there. There's Barbara Britton stuff in there too. Maybe they hung out together. And there's also bigger ones. So this one is just there's more in there. So he got a couple of index cards and some clippings and a photo, and in the original envelope. And so I kept it all together. You can see there's bunches of those. Oh, Shirley Temple one again. Let's see what's in there. He always asks for his envelope back. So there's more signed Shirley stuff. And another photo. She's a little older. Bigger ones here, which have bigger pictures, as you can imagine. There are a couple of just empty envelopes that maybe the photo was somewhere else. It could be put back in if it was worthwhile. Just kept it all. And then tons of these, and a lot of them have letters. Actual, you know, the celebrity wrote back to Sergeant Hempstead, and it's neat. So I believe that's enough that you can decide whether or not you're interested in pursuing this any further or not. Hopefully the answer is yes. Either way, I hope you let me know. Thank you. All right, we're going to go through the magazine and newspaper clippings next. I'll go through that stack over there because I started going through them, but there's just too much. So you'll get a feel for it. These are neat because these are some of the bigger ones. Lauren Bacall, yeah, I've heard of her. Joan Fontaine, I don't know. I don't know all these, but that came from a Life magazine, so that looked nice. Dorothy Moore, we got lots of her. This was kind of cool because I got the Chesterfield cigarette thing too. I have a couple of those, so I could actually put one with each of them. That's just neat. I don't know who that is. Maybe you do. These were really cool. Ingrid Bergman. Now, I know it's a signature. I don't think it's a stamp. Got a bunch of Betty Grable, too. Oh, in fact, there's another one. Shirley Temple, got a bunch of her. There's another Lauren Bacall. Is that in there? Got a bunch of that one. Now, some things are a little bit tougher condition. Donna Reed. Got a bunch of her. Dorothy Lamore. Esther Williams, bunch of Esther Williams. I don't know if it's because he was a fan or if they were just, there's a Shirley, a bunch of Shirleys coming up. Or if they were just very willing to sign. Shirley, 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 Shirley. Now, are they all the same? I think they're different sizes. I'll look at that later. So yeah, that's definitely a different size signature. I don't think they're stamped. Dorothy Morgan, John Russell. Another Shirley. That's cool, huh? Rita Hayworth. Hopefully it's her and not her secretary. I don't know. There's Dorothy. There's two girls. Another Shirley. Another Betty. Ah, there's one. Best Bridges, Elizabeth Taylor. So maybe that's even an old. Do I have it down where you can see it? Betty Moore. Pinups. Ginger Rogers. I've heard of her. A couple more Jane Russells. That's pretty cool. Maureen O'Hara. That's just weird. Signature. Linda Darnell. Oh, a smeared Betty. And more Betty. And more Betty. And Betty. Mae Murray. This is the short stack. And some of it's newspaper. It's starting to get a little rough. And some of it is discolored. But there's a lot of good stuff. View of her. Another Betty. Another Dorothy. Chick with a pretty wild haircut. Jane Wyman. Jane Wyman. Jane Wyman. Linda Darnell. All right, so there's that. And then just to give you a feel for what else is here. Can you see this? It's just, there's just gobs of it. There's gobs of it. And there's more Life magazine covers in there. And this is even a bigger stack of it. This goes, I mean, look at it. So I would say there's probably conservatively 5 to 6 times as much that I didn't go through there as the first stack that I did go through. And we'll go to the letters.